So, okay, so let's take a look at these compositions. So, C9, first pick Rek'Sai, Olaf banned. I don't get UNA, whatever. Don't know why you ban Olaf. Okay. Kindred Vladimir makes sense. Karma has been rising in popularity. Of course, Rise. Interesting to see banned on the blue side. Probably worth first picking. Maybe Jensen isn't comfortable on it. Azir, pretty standard bans. Now, this does leave the Nidalee going through alongside the Rek'Sai. C9 is going to prioritize the Rek'Sai. That's fine. I mean, I don't... Nidalee's good for the right player, but... And some teams will prioritize it, some teams won't. It's A-okay. Irelia, of course, depending on the team, has a very high priority, so TSM's going to pick that up for Haunser. Interesting that they take the Braum in the first round of the draft here. I find that fascinating, considering normally you would take that against a poke composition. Maybe they were expecting some sort of Victor to come out, but when Nidalee hasn't been picked, picking Braum so early is a little weird. Of course, you do get the Braum-Lucian lane. People say Lucian was overnerfed. He really wasn't. I mean, we still see a lot of teams playing him, especially TSM. Doublelift has played it pretty much every game. As soon as you see the Irelia come in, you're going to see the Shen as a lane counter pick because he does have that dodge field, and so much of Aurelia's damage is based off of her hitting her auto attacks with her W, He-10 style, and getting the tree damage down. And Shen can also trade well now, considering that he has those empowered auto attacks. So that is fine. Also allows you to respond on the map better overall. The Victor does come in against the Braum, so we have that. Okay, take the Bard. Take the Bard. Safe pick. You already know what your lane matchup's going to be. You can harass the Bard early. We see Lucian Nidalee. This is a very strong poke composition. Also, this composition, what it does as a whole, and I like the Zillion pick here, is that it's fantastic at diving, at going all in. You have so many gap closers with Blade Surge, Lucian Dash, Nidalee Dash. You can get in there, and if you build Nidalee for a lot of AP, you're not punished for it because the Lucian can just revive, right? Nidalee can do a lot of damage in Cougar form, but is very, very squishy, so sometimes you have problems if you actually want to finish off kills. So we see Ashe and Bard. Fantastic engage from this composition, with either the Bard ultimate or the Ashe arrow, followed up by Rek'Sai, probably Shen ulting on top of him, and then you've got a lot of AoE damage. So good pick composition, great mobility on the map, though you don't have 2 TPs. I think that may be the one... What I would say fault of this comp is maybe blind picking LeBlanc was going to be a little bit better here, but that's okay. Connection timeout. Okay, so this is all about creating dives for TSM. They are really, really good at diving turrets. Right? That's what we're going to be taking a look at here. So, but the response too, you have to be very careful, especially after Shen hits 6, because Shen is also one of the best champions in the game at not being dove. Because he can just get the shield and then, of course, just taunt you under the turret if you try. Irelia Zillion, the new Poppy Zillion. Yeah, but with a little bit less reliable crowd control. It's not quite as strong as that was. Does more damage, obviously, but Poppy had more teamfight presence, generally speaking, than the Irelia does, just because she had multiple forms of crowd control and was very difficult to kill. Okay, so Jensen's going to take heal this game. Should be fine. Maybe you have to be worried about getting double bombed into a Nidalee Spear in lane, but the heal is going to be very useful. If it was Elise, he'd definitely have to take Cleanse, but I think he's probably okay in this matchup. I'm not too certain on that. So we are going to see standard lanes, or lane swap rather, start of this game. So that's a pretty late invade, actually, from Biofrost. comes down. No, it's about normal timing. So this looks pretty standard in terms of lane swaps. Both are going to harass at the blue buff after the Gromp. Top laner's going to lane to pick up a few minions as they can. Biofrost gets pretty badly hurt. Meanwhile, Buddy Fufu does have the range advantage and, of course, the power of Bard at level 1. They do a little bit more harassment. Not going to get much, though. There isn't mic static, guys. That's just my fan. And no, I'm not talking about you guys. It's an actual physical fan. So we're just going to skip forward because we'll just assume that everything is going to be going standard for now. Infernal Drake start. Everybody going to be swapping back. Top laner staying as long as they can to get XP and farm. So one thing you guys may not notice, this is something that probably those of you who are big fans of the professional scene, but just something to point out, maybe if you guys are playing fives with your friends or something like that. It may be stupid, but if you lane swap... Oops, I'm dragging that around. Hold on, let me turn my whiteboard. So there's this ward right here that is left behind in the lane swaps typically. You'll also notice this ward and this ward. So these wards are put down for the following reasons. Basically, when you come in, you can actually just come through the... When you get back into lane, what this does is it allows the top laner to know how long they can actually stay in the lane, right? Because if you see just an AD carry here, the top laner can stay around and actually just farm up against the AD carry because of where the actual, you know, lane ends up being, and the fact that you actually have a comparably leveled AD carry to top laner. So you need to be able to see if the support is also going to be coming there. The support could also take a trip through the jungle and come out this way, which is why you would put a ward here also. So they all entrances, common entrances into the lane, unless they do something really wacky like go around here, or maybe just wait, go around here, are going to be covered. So those wards are very important, right? You want to go after those wards in the lane swap. So there you go. If you don't see those, there's a problem with what the team is doing in a lane swap, because they're not going to know, and it can be abused. Okay, so standard, top laner should be heading back. Bjorkson TP's back into lane for more pressure early on. Small advantage for the Lucian. What? Whoa, 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 what is C9 doing now? They're backing off. Alright, interesting. So, what we're going to see now is the recall, right? And then the immediate TP into the bottom side of the Shen to pick up the CS. So, TSM just gifts them a giant wave for their top laner in the bottom side. Okay. They get a TP advantage out of it, but this is going to catch Impact back up when they already had an advantage in their top lane and were pushing in. So that's a little bit of a weird play right there from TSM, because they could have pushed down and maybe taken that Infernal Drake, and instead they're going for this. So it's going to cause Sneaky and Bunny to try and make a play on the mid lane. This is really greedy, by the way, considering that you don't have level 6. And Bjergsen's just going to not even deal with that. There was already a ward, as you can see here in the lane. So this is really telegraphed. This is a really bad play from C9. Like, just take the free recall. They gave you a free recall. So let's talk about what happened. So basically, they denied this entire wave, right? From the Aurelia. The Aurelia is going to walk down. This is going to melt on the turret. Shen is going to get a free wave here. If they're going to swap up like this, what you should do is just push this wave out and double back to the dragon, because they have to, if they're going to dedicate their dual lane up here, they have to push all the way to a tier 2 to do anything. Otherwise, they've got two people on the top side of the map. Your jungler's already down here. Just use Shen to help push out and then 4-man the dragon. Or the Drake. It's free. Free Drake. They are concerned that the Victor is getting pushed in the mid lane. But since they get seen on the ward here, there's just no chance that this play is going to actually work. You know, Jensen probably could have taken TP in this matchup. I think that would have been better than the heal, because then he wouldn't be getting his shit shoved in by Bjergsen quite as hard. And they just walk around, so they just wasted time. They have TP. Oh, no, they don't. Bjergsen just used his. Never mind. Just walks down instead. Okay, well, that was really bad from C9. So, remember what happened when this play started. Guess who recalled? It's Jensen. Meanwhile, they know Bjergsen's in the mid lane. He doesn't have TP, but Impact misses the taunt. And at this point, you just stop. It's over. You're not going to get it. There's no way you get this kill. You have no idea where Nidalee is. You have no deep wards. And your mid laner's in base. Without TP. And you don't have TP on your Shen or anything else. So coming into this one, it's just basically such a low percentage chance of a play. And you're fighting in the minion wave. God, he flashed for that taunt too. It's really well played mechanically by Svenskeren. That was good. But, easy setup and such a greedy attempt at a play there from Cloud9. This is the time where you wish you had the TP on your Victor instead. So it opens up this play in the mid lane too for TSM. Svenskeren has to go back because he was low. But you see, look at this TSM. These guys are just staying here catching this wave. You have this priority in the mid lane. Bjergsen's a little bit hurt, but damn, just you have all this pressure coming in the bottom side too. This guy should just go right here. You already have the wards. Do it. Go for Infernal Drake. Their dual lane is in top side. Doublelift, no! Where are you going? No! Just kill the Infernal Drake. Or kill tier 1 turret in the bottom side. Ugh, so bad. Oh, they figured it out. Yay. Well, they know how to make the right play. Not like C9, who had a chance to get that Drake and just let it go. Following Elsa's advice in Frozen is not actually good League of Legends, guys. Doesn't apply to all situations. It gets even better, guys, because then TSM can just smoothly send their dual lane to the pressure on the turret. Now, they do have to respond to this top side, so at least C9 is responding well to this and trying to trade it for a turret. So, Meteos is in the right part of the map in order to make this cross-map play work. But Svenskeren also, because he was already on the bottom side for Dragon, has a chance to go for it as well. by. It's really well played by TSM. And they get the turret too. So, kill, turret, and dragon for a turret. You gotta like that if you're TSM. It's a huge advantage. Just ridiculous to get the Infernal Drake that early. Svenska was trying to give that to Hansar, but ended up having to finish it off himself. So TSM's doing everything right now. I like the way they've been playing this game so far. They did get gifted that Drake, because C9 felt like they didn't want to actually apply pressure, but they played out the scenario quite well. It's nicely done by Svenska in the enemy jungle. It's a little bit risky, but I guess he feels safe enough on the invade right there. They do see the dual lane. Okay, they ping them out on the top side, so he knows he's going to be okay. Wow, C9 just doing nothing. They're just doing a whole lot of nothing. They don't even feel like taking any objectives, I guess. So now Hansar is absolutely huge. Not only does he have a kill and assist, but he has a huge farm advantage too. Because they kept pushing Shen out of the wave. Especially around that turret, so there's a bunch of free farm there, and Doublelift is still even in farm, and that leads to this huge gold lead. That should be a pretty easy game for TSM if they continue just to control the Drake. Okay, we're going to wait for something to actually happen in this game, because otherwise it's just going to be TSM farming their way to a victory. But they need to start using their double teleports, too. If they can make plays around the Bard and the Ashe, who have that low mobility, they should be really good. If Bard and Ashe, if Sneaky and Bunny ever overextend, they are in a huge threat of dying to the Irelia and the Zilean. And this is going to be another time where C9 has full pressure on the map again. Look at the wave in mid, and the wave in top, and the wave in bottom. So this actually opens up TSM to take more objectives, like they do. Svenska is doing the right thing. Goes and smites out the blue buff, takes it away, because they can contest any objective. When you have full pressure, you can do whatever you want. They have tons of wards in both sides of the jungle. So Drake coming up in 40 seconds. So they're just going to keep on stacking Drakes. I mean, this is good stuff. So again, just applying pressure around the Irelia. This is very simple, easy to understand League of Legends. Go for the Drake next. Good setup. Look at this. Look at that beautiful ring of wards right here. Pressure on this lane, minion wave here. There's basically no counterplay besides C9 shoving up this direction. Because they just constantly played scared and didn't get the wards up and didn't get the pressure up properly. They're not using Meteos and Bunny to actually apply pressure on the map or get the deep wards down. They're just sitting there and taking it. Yeah, Cloud Drake is super shitty, guys. It's really bad. Yeah, that's why we call it the Clown Drake when we cast in Korea, because it's so bad. It's really bad. So C9 finally has some sort of modicum of pressure, but if you look at the price C9 has to play or pay for the pressure every time, they have to give up an objective, and all they did was push to tier 2. Right? That's it. They push to tier 2, but they don't have control over bottom. And typically, in the lane swap meta, when all these side turrets down, or all 4 turrets are down, what you do is you push the side lanes. This is what we see teams do. Push these side lanes, and then everybody goes mid, and you push mid because they have to go collect the farm here and here, or they're going to be under-leveled and take turret chip damage and lose a lot of experience. So, yes, Irish Prophet. Making it work in combat would be actually probably overpowered. It would be incredibly good. So, yeah, coming into this one, the reason why this is not really going to be that effective of a push is because they don't actually have the pressure, right? There's no threat on the other turrets. So, basically, the Lucian, and Lucian is the one you want rotating into the mid lane right now because he has the culling to help clear out these waves. Aurelia is kind of useless, so they don't have to worry so much about the Aurelia coming into the lane. They mostly have to worry about an Aurelia flank, which is a major concern because you see the pink wards here. They're not going to have vision if Aurelia comes through the river. They're not going to know where she is right now if she's just hiding in this bush. Oh, God. Goodbye. That's another good play from TSM, though. If you actually look at how they played this, first off, they go and check. They figure out... They see Meteos because he takes the spear in the jungle, so they know exactly where he is. Let's talk about this dive, because this is how teams make decisions like this. So they see Meteos here. They know exactly where Ashe is. They know that Shen can show up either with a TP or a stand united, but the wave is pushed up here. I didn't see if they had actually checked these brushes. Looks like sweeping lenses aren't down, so it's possible that he could have TP flanked to an invisible ward somewhere in this vicinity, or in this brush too, also a possibility. They only have one pink ward down, so it is somewhat of a risk here that TSM is going to be taking. However, Jensen walks way too far forward. You have to flash the second bomb, right? You have to flash it. You see Braum is here. You know Nidalee right now is just in your top side. So any kind of stun is going to immediately chain into a second stun. And you probably have a good idea that Double Lift is on his way here. Did you see him, is the question. Yep, they see him. They see him, right? Nope. No, they don't. He comes down, and they don't see him. But in any case, even if Double Lift wasn't there, the damage you're going to be taking, there you see stacking it up and then getting wrecked, auto attacks. They don't even have to burn the concussive blows. He just straight up dies. So very good decision making on the dive from TSM. Was a really good play. But you have to, if you have flash up, you have to flash the second bomb. You see that Braum there, and it's just not worth the risk. What the shit, C9? You can't kill him. He has a zillion. You have no damage. Remember that your Ashe is not there. Your Victor was just dead. And Sneaky doesn't use his arrow. Okay? If you kept Svenskeren here, maybe you could kill him. Shoot him with the arrow. Oh! Oh! Not the time to use that arrow. You have to chain the CC like TSM just did. They did a great job of it. Just bad skirmishing from C9. And but in any case, the odds of you actually killing Svenskeren there are very low. Part of that was Sneaky didn't respond very well to the gank that was happening. He does have a BF sword, so he probably would have been able to get that kill if he had been with the rest of his team. But he stands there doing I don't know what. Clearing out the wave, but that was not very well communicated within C9. Really the story of this game is just C9 doing nothing. They're not actually playing League of Legends right now. I'll make this a little bit smaller. There we go. He wasn't zoned by the Zillion double bomb, Twitch chat. I just saw his feet, and he was right there, and then he walked forward. He's walking around in circles at the edge of the double. He was not zoned by the double bomb. Get out. Get out. C9 just isn't fighting for vision, and they're not fighting for pressure on the map whatsoever. And you have one of the best wave clear champions in the game in Victor. Again, I think TP would have been better here. Okay, C9 actually starting to maybe consider possibly getting vision in. And the other thing that C9 hasn't done is played around this Shen at all. They haven't even tried to make a Stand United play. Here comes Bard. It's a nice kill. But, and here's the but. So you have to look around where this decision-making was made. So Victor comes back to lane, right? He's going to go into lane. They see Aurelia overextended. There's 0 wards. Hanser should not be here right now. He does not have any coverage. Moreover, he knows that everybody was here because he has this ward on the map. So he knows exactly where people are walking. He saw 3 people. He only saw 1 go back, the Ashe. And then he just sits there, waiting to die. So, especially because he knows his jungler and support and AD carry on this top side, and they want to just push this up. There are pings on this turret right now. Hanser really overextends and doesn't have the support to do it. So that's a mistake by him. And taken advantage of. Nice flash taunt by Impact. But, at the same time, they're faster on the tempo of actually pushing this turret. And it doesn't matter because TSM... Now, they could have gotten out of that situation probably if Hanser had left about a second sooner without him dying and still gotten the turret. But again, look at that. Nice rotation by Bjergsen into the top side. Man, they can just keep pushing here. No reason to stop. Good Bartle. Okay, just leave. Or kill Impact, you know, whatever. 5 people there. Yep, go ahead, take the Rift Herald. Why the hell not? Where's Bjergsen? What is he doing? Oh, he's clearing out the mid lane. Okay. That's where he should be. Yeah, really nice by TSM. Really good. They don't even take damage on mid. Super good. Yeah, really nicely done by TSM. Not much more to say about that. They're smoothly transitioning between objectives. Their communication looks good. Been able to make some nice picks. Just one individual mistake, really, on the part of Hanser overextending. But even then, they got more net gold out of it, so you can't even be that mad. Again, they reversed the wave all the way back down the lane from their tier 2, so it's a huge mini wave. So now they could just ward up, back off, and threaten the Drake. Should be easy. Unless Meteos is going to try for some hero steal. They can do it. Just do it. Nike that shit. Oh, jeez. It's such a train wreck for C9. I don't even know how good TSM is because C9 is literally doing nothing. Yep, send the Super Federelia over to the side lane to threaten the inhibitor now that she has Trinity Force and Sheen. You're feeling good about that. They send the Ashe over because she doesn't actually have armor yet and looks like is building into a Spirit Visage against the Shen. This is really boring to watch. I don't get the heal. Ghost, teleport, pretty much anything is better on this Victor. Is this going to be a free Baron? It would be very dangerous to take Baron at 23 minutes with the middle turret still up. So that would be a really foolish call if TSM was going to go for that, even though they do have the Mountain Drake now. In what kind of world do you not try and make picks with an Ashe arrow? Uh-oh.
If you could change Cloud Drake, what would you change it into? And why?
Alright, we'll answer that after this. I'm sorry I didn't turn off the donation alerts, guys, during the... Usually I do that so that the VOD isn't interrupted by that, but we will get to that after the cast? I don't exactly know. I don't have an answer really, but we'll talk about some ideas. I think flat move speed is not good, but we'll get around to that. No, TP is fine on Victor. Dolanby from QG always took TP on Victor, and what you do is you just constantly drop your ult in lane to harass your opponent and just keep lane pressure up. It's great for keeping pressure up in the mid lane. Yeah, you gotta go. Okay. Well, TSM made an attempt, and they backed off at the right time, so that's actually fine. You can totally do that. Just test the water. They've got, if they have nothing else to do, they push the waves already. So you have to understand why a team might do Baron there. You need to understand what is actually going on in the map. So you'll notice right now, TSM, they have a pink ward. They have pink wards. They have swept out the pit. So they know there aren't wards there. Meanwhile, the wave is already pushed up down here. The wave is pushed up here. You have no deep wards. You see none on the enemy side of the map. So you can't really extend further than you are right now. The only other play you can make is try and take down this mid lane turret. But if you can sneak a Baron right here, you're going to be feeling pretty good about yourself. So might as well give it a shot. Maybe you could argue that going into the mid lane was a little bit of a stronger decision. So you would have more Baron control later, but when you have 2 dashes to get over the pit, you're not really losing anything. So you just get out. It's fine. Why doesn't TSM go for the open inhibitor at top? Because they have no wards. And if they overextend like that, they're going to die because the Shen will just TP on top of them, CC them, and kill them. So they can't 5-man that direction right now. It's very hard to take an inhibitor if the mid turrets are still up, especially mid tier 1, because you just can't apply enough pressure to smoothly rotate between lanes or get out if you need to, because you can't escape this way, right? Because there are 2 turrets here. So you could end up screwing yourself, especially when you're dealing with this Shen. So don't do that. It's fine. You don't need to be greedy and take that immediately. You just need to do things in order. Take the mid turret, take the Baron, and then it's just a free inhib after that. Patience. That was a terrible flash by Lenny. Did they ignite double? No, they still ignite. Okay. I was worried there for a second. I was wondering what killed him, but it was just the Chaos Storm. However, I have no idea why you would drop the Chaos Storm right there when you know that the Zillion's standing there with ult. It's like you're not gonna kill the Lucian. You won't. Can they actually do Baron right now? They don't have a lot of tankiness, but I guess Bunny and Sneaky are low enough that they can actually go for it. Mountain Drake at a spot in 22. Couldn't have gone better. Couldn't have gone better if you were TSM. Free Drake. 1 million. Whoa, 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 whoa. How'd that happen? Hauntsir, buddy. You do not have any wards. Look at this again. No wards. No deep wards. You can't walk there. There's a Shen. Dies to caster minions. Yeah, that's sloppy from TSM, but with the kind of lead they have, it's pretty much inconsequential. They're still going to be able to work with this advantage in this Baron buff. But, come on, like, first off, he shouldn't even be down there. Why would he split down there? They want to get the tier 2, but look at this. You notice something about this? There doesn't appear to be an inhibitor turret here. Interesting. Why wouldn't you just push this, take down this tier 1 while you have the Baron buff, you hold this wave, Irelia, and also, you know what else this does? It prevents the Shen from using the Stand United on top of you because you can see him. It's very important. So you push down the tier 1 to the tier 2, maybe you take the tier 2 too, and then you walk over here, join up with your Irelia, and kill the inhibitor. Wow. Plays. Instead, I suppose the other option is you just walk into the side of the jungle that has no wards in it when a Shen ult is up, then you die. Well, this could have been a bigger blowout than it was. This is how I coach LOL, because I come up as an ass sometimes. You know how I come up as an ass? When I ban you forever. There you go. Goodbye. Goodbye. Go away. Well, you know, I don't actually have to submit to people calling me names on the internet all day. I can just remove you from my digital existence. Good stuff. Did I come off as an ass right there? I'm sorry, guys. And for the record, no, I didn't coach LOL like this. I actually care about my players. You guys do realize that, you know, people do things for entertainment purposes and to be entertaining on stream that they may not do when they're actually talking to other people. I know it's a weird concept, really weird, that entertainers might act differently on camera than they do in regular life. Strange. But back to the game. They're just trying to, right now TSM is just trying to take the safest approach possible. Again, they have a substantial enough advantage. They don't have to go for that naked inhibitor. Okay, goodbye everybody. Now, Sneaky's positioning is really bad in this game. Medias. Oh, God. So desperate. It wasn't Sneaky's fault. I take it back. I feel bad for Sneaky now. Damn, the double bombs. Medios just needed to probably go down this way. LOL. That is hilarious. Wow, this was a really boring game, guys. Why did I review this? TSM played well. I mean, they did play well, but again, C9 was not fighting for any objectives on the map whatsoever. And they weren't even warding for them or threatening to take them or doing anything. They were just reacting purely to what TSM was doing, and we saw early that they probably had a chance for the Infernal Drake and they don't even take it. They just let bent over and took it. Ugh. Alright, game 2.